Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's time, the moment that nobody has been waiting for. My review of my favorite game of all time, Max Payne 3. This is the only game I've ever bought the collector's edition for, and I actually didn't buy the collector's edition at the time it was my favorite game, because I hadn't played almost any of it yet. But I bought the collector's edition. Well, no shit, I hadn't played any of it yet. But I bought the collector's edition because it was the cheapest version of the game I could find. That's not a fucking joke. I found it at some thrift store for like 20 bucks. It was an incredible experience, and getting to pay for the collector's edition and have it be the same price as the digital standard edition. I now own the PS3 copy because I sold the Xbox 360 copy that came with my collector's edition. I kept the statue around because it's Max Payne, my favorite games franchise ever put out. Max Payne 3 is just an incredible game focusing on Max Payne, who is now addicted to painkillers and addicted to alcohol after losing his wife in the first game and Mona Sex. Yes, I call her Mona Sex, not Mona Sax. In the second game, he is alone, depressed, an alcoholic, and addicted to morphine and painkillers. Truly, in his most painful state, truly this man is in maximum pain. This game, I know that a lot of people are probably going to be like, why is this your favorite game ever? And it's because there is a feeling that you get when it is 2 o'clock in the morning and you beat a game that you have been playing on literally hard difficulty, which I don't do very often on first playthroughs, but I decided I've beaten Max Payne 1 and 2 on hard, so why not try 3? And there's a feeling of accomplishment that you get when it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you just beat Max Payne 3 on hard mode, and then you get that beautiful final cutscene where Max gives no monologue and just walks off into the sunset while the news anchor basically describes Max's mental state of there's darkness in some places, but there's also like brightness and sunshine elsewhere, and that's just kind of a beautiful ending for the series. I've seen people online say, oh, we're Max Payne 4. Max Payne 3 has the perfect ending. They took a trilogy that didn't need to go past the first game and gave it the best possible ending that they ever could in the history of gaming. Plus that fucking scene, not even scene, but that fucking shootout in the airport is the best moment ever. Having health, the track Tears blasting directly into my ears the entire time because I had the volume on max volume, Max Payne, and I had it on maximum volume because it was a very fire soundtrack. I love the soundtrack to this game. Health is an awesome band. And just overall, the pure enjoyment coming out of this, just as a whole, Max Payne 3 is truly a great game that I loved every second of playing. There wasn't a dull moment. I mean, it's such a beautiful game, and it's not only a beautiful game because it's got some of the best combat and most just overall feeling of well done combat from not only Rockstar games but gaming in general, but also because it's the perfect ending to the trilogy. Max Payne 1 could have been the end, and while I would have liked that, 2 also could have been the end. And that wouldn't have been as good as 1, but it still would have been good. Max Payne 3's ending is the right way to end a trilogy. I've never seen any game just end a series this well. Max Payne started off as a man hell-bent on revenge, and when you're playing through these games and he's just killing people for basically no reason, because really not all of them are responsible for his wife and child's death, you start to realize that he's not a great character. But with him kind of redeeming himself in 3 by just doing a lot of pretty decent things, and sure, still being a violent murderer, I guess, he still does a lot of things that kind of rectify it, and he truly is one of the most tragic and perfectly written game protagonists ever, finally getting his walk into the sunset at the end of the franchise. So I give this game a 10 out of 10, and if you enjoyed this video, go check out my other content, because it's all out. And you should go watch it if you haven't already. Yeah.